Hey everybody, this is Ben, and I'm going to be talking a little bit about my project called Rordi, how it works, and show you some live building. Basically, Rordi is a software factory, and it works with a coding agent fleet that's based on a VPS, and it streams real Claude code sessions and codex sessions to your browser in this nifty UI. So basically, the architecture is similar to the recently released Databricks orchestrator that they got going on. And so all of your Claude code sessions, they run in a sort of encapsulated runner, and the runner dials out to the internet, and the internet is Cloudflare durable objects for us. So the Cloudflare durable objects, then they slurp up all the streaming info from your Claude code, and then it pipes it into the web browser that you want to use, because it's so much more convenient than trying to deal with terminals all the time. That's why I built this, because I was sick of the terminal. So let's just kind of go through what's going on here. Let's see here. Okay, interesting. Oh, yes. So here on the right side, you can see the main feature, other than the multi-streaming, workflows and sessions that are kind of like the basis of every orchestrator that's out there these days, is we ship an entire ontology system. So that's like the issues, initiatives, epics. That layer is all owned inside of Rordi here. And that's to give the agents the most complete view of your work at all time, and able to connect and make relationships that are needed. So this is kind of, part of, this is for the Rordi project itself. So it's obviously very meta and always building itself. And the idea is that there's an MCP system that is used to be able to update it and use it. Over here on the left, and I'm going to jump around a lot because that's how I think these days. I'm very much AI psychosis. So on the left here, this is actually a Cloudflare-based cloud agent, not on the VPS. So this agent is like the watcher and orchestrator. And so you can see here, I just asked for the fleet status, and then it used these little tool calls, these MCP tools. And you can see here what those look like. So it's basically using the workspace ID and the repos ID, and then it's finding all the information about what's going on in the fleet, and it tells me what's live, what's healthy, recent idle sessions. And so this is still kind of in progress, but eventually it's going to be sort of the hub where you do most of your chatting, or you do a lot of your chatting. And you can see here we've got like Kanban board. This is not really that functional, but the interesting part is this map that I got going on. So let's see. And this is like a React flow display of like the entire map of your work. So it's a lot. But yeah, so this is going to get more filters and kind of easier to use, but it's basically shows how all the different entities are linked together. And so, for example, like on an epic, you would have various issues that connect to that epic. And then each issue will have these behaviors, which are like the actual, verifiable behavior that the app should do. And then that's what the agent can test against. And so this is kind of what we need to build in order to have like a durable substrate for the agents to work. And you can see here, it's kind of overly breaking down these epics. So I'm going to work on that. But right now, yeah, it likes to create a lot of issues, which is a little bit messy. And I'm going to kind of try to tone it down a bit. But this is how it can track work and then connect things together, as you can see. So, okay, there's a little bit of issue with that UI, of course. This is an old UI that it still is linked to. Here we actually have definitions of all the different skills that we have included, as well as different modes. So this is also like all the different, all the different ontology. Let's see, the ontology probe widget. So yeah, this is like all the ontology entities. So like what is a signal? Okay, it's not, come on. What is a signal? Okay, that little bounce is not nice. So a signal is a captured input, signal, feedback, inspiration, desire, observation, pressure, not truth, quarantined by design. So this is, an entity that allows you to capture information as you think of it without having to worry about the structure. And it has fields, like it has an option set for different statuses, a weight. So this lets the agent start to act on the different information that you bring in. These are, and you can see here's the hierarchy of initiative, epic, issue, behavior. Let's see here. All right. So the initiative is a strategic goal at the top of the work hierarchy. And you can see this has all these statuses with a default. So this is basically how the agent works, encodes what you want it to work on. And here it's a bit messy, but these are all the different crons that we have and workflows set up, which is part of all the workflows that we have going on. Hard delete workspace. So these are cleanups. And then the actual workflows are these. Let's see, does this? All right, doesn't expand. So we need to get these to expand. And here we have an interesting entity type, and it's called a canon. And this is a knowledge node that encodes the information of your project and of your company. So it allows you to create structured data with a graph that has all these different types. So like a North Star, for example, is truths about your project or company that you want to make sure you align everything else with. So, and then we have different things like a primitive, invariant, things that other like more granular truth, conventions, things that you want your coding agent to do on a regular basis, boundaries, things that you can't, go beyond. So these are all encoded in the system. And the idea is that once you have all of this working together, then you really can defeat a lot of the typical agent rot that you typically see sort of in like complex coding systems. So that's kind of some of the theory. Let's see what's going on in the fleet. So we currently have a bunch of stuff that's ready to review. So what happens is when the session finishes, it lands in the fleet in this review ready. And when you click on it, it brings you directly to like the final message of the whole session. So you're not scrolling through and seeing like everything that everything that happened. You're just going right to the summary. Of course, you can always scroll up, and you can see how like all the tool calls are in these little chips, and you can just click and you can see stuff like reasoning traces, and all the tool calls that need better dark mode theming. So let's try and capture that signal. Capture signal, need better dark mode theming. Yes, for tool call panel results. Okay, live demos never work, but let's see what happens there. So I'm going to keep, this was working on a streaming debug panel. So this panel here is meant to help debug, like when there's like streaming issues. Boom, signals capture. Look at that. So that's great. This is using actually Kimi K2.7 in the background. So this allows you to take action on your fleet without being tied to the VPS. So it's Super helpful. Oh, okay, let me find the relevant one. Okay, so this should actually get its context directly from what's here. Okay, it's in the rordi repo. Okay, capture another signal that the Maestro chat should get the project context from the project scope picker. Okay, I could probably have done that as an issue directly, but that is something that we can kick off. Why don't we kick off? Okay, let's kick off a session to session for that directly now. Okay, let's see if that works. So here, I was just doing, let's see, is genuinely best ever. The work tree isolated sessions, the gateway key session, get session messages off the repo clone path, not the work tree command, so it can read. No, what? Why? Don't we have a system for locating the JSON-L transcripts? That's the whole basis of the streaming system. What happened to my paste? Okay. Don't we have a stable system for locating the transcript JSON-L files? Okay, so you can edit the prompt. Ooh, look at this. Got a confirm card ready. The confirm card is not a card, but that's okay. It should be a card. Okay, yes. Approved. All right, so I'm still on Opus here. I didn't get Fable back up and running. I was using Fable in on my VPS directly. Maybe I should do that too. So let's start up a new issue. Excuse me. So I'll find the rordi repo there, which is also a bug I need to fix. Here you can see in the new session, I can choose either SDK or a pseudo terminal. I started working on this because of the whole SDK rug pull that they were going to do. So this I'll show you, which is pretty cool how it works. Shoot, what was the bug that I wanted? I talk and just forget. Right. So I want to scope new session button to the currently filtered project in the project picker. Okay, so this is going to, so I'm going to kick this off. And so what happens actually is it starts a full Claude Code session in the terminal, in the CLI. So this is going to kind of, takes a little bit longer to start these than the SDK session. So let's see. All right, there's a little flash there, which is not desired. But what I can show you is once we get moving in this session, I'll be able to show you the live terminal. So let's see here. UI streaming verification session. Okay, so this shows you some sessions that were done as tests by the agent. Okay, so here we have a real session. Okay, so what do we got here? The PTS adapter. Okay, cool. So this was, I wanted to stream sub agents for the PTY. Let's see. All right, should we commit? Yeah, so I'm still doing a lot of manual push to staging because the whole workflow system is also currently being worked on. Here, let's see here. That should be here. So I was working here. Okay, so the story. Okay, so here we have some project truth issues. Live staging data section, the cutover is done. Okay. Migrate the mode definitions. Okay, good. Out of the dead spine grammar. So this is just, there's a lot of work to make this happen. So I'm getting all the workflow into the Cloudflare workflow system. So there's modes, and there's chaining the modes together, and there's all these pipelines. So let's see, live data facts worth knowing. Okay. Okay, so I need to go in deep after I give you guys an overview. So I'm gonna leave that there. Let's see, the stale cursor was a bug. Okay, everything's merged to staging. Hopefully this works. All right, so let's see this live session. All right, good. So now you can see it's currently going. And if I click on this little toggle here, it will show the live terminal. So this is a mirror of the terminal actual session. So this will allow us to basically get around any sort of SDK rug pulls, even though they delayed it. But this is going to be, and there's benefits too. So there's pluses and minuses to use the SDK. Obviously, like, you get a lot better native web streaming because it's streaming directly into, to the durable object. This one has to take the JSON-L session file and basically stream that. There's an extra process to stream the results of that. But you also get the durability of the CLI session. So this is like a tmux window on the VPS. So the tmux window is a lot more durable than the SDK binary, just from, the way that it's structured. I mean, technically it's the same Claude Code binary, but because the CLI has this, the terminal has this shell that's like very, very robust. It just doesn't die as easily. So here it's going, and we can toggle back to native view. And what you can do here, let me find a test one. Okay. So here, all right, this is an SDK one. Let's see, these are all SDKs. Oh, right, because I was testing SDK. Let me find a previous session. Let's look here. Oh, come on. I don't want to disturb the one that I'm working on here. Let me see here. Okay, here we go. All right, let's test the resume. So this is now like an evicted. This is like a dead terminal session that's like long over. So let's test the resume. So this should restart Claude Code. Let's see what happens. I have not really tested this. Oh, we're back. Let's see here. Okay, connected. Yes, okay, sweet. Okay, so this is great. I just tested resuming this session that was totally dead on the server. It found the session and restarted it. So that was really cool. And what I wanted to show you, other than I didn't know that worked, which is great, I want to do a screenshot, and then we're going to paste it and say, can you see this? Okay, so this is taking a screenshot and piping it through to the CLI where you can see what the screenshot actually is. And you don't have any funny pasting stuff, okay? All right, there's a little bit of a echo there, but if you look here, what happened? Yes, it can. Okay, so then, there it is. Okay, cool. So there was a little bit of delay, but you can see here we pasted the image and it can see it. So this is like, you kind of get the best of both worlds, and we can actually type here and do whatever we want in the terminal. And this works on mobile, relatively well, not perfect, but so this gives you kind of the best of both worlds. And I don't know of any other products that are doing that. So So cool. So I think this is good for now. This is just a brief overview of some of the things that are going on. Let's see here. And there's some cool stuff, like all these titles are auto summarized, so you get nice clean titles. This one has not retitled for some reason. It takes a bit. Let's see what's going on here. Okay, cool. So that's doing its thing. So yeah, basically these are sort of the main fleet features, and I'm going to do a lot more. Okay, hit approve in the UI. Okay. Okay, so did this send it? The confirm card is up. No, there's no card. There's no card. There's no card. So what was the signal? Okay, there's no card. Spawn directly. Okay, there's another bug that I have to work on. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this. Please feel free to sign up at rordi.ai. I'm letting people in as we go, and I'm going to be doing a lot more with like cloud sandboxes and all this different stuff. I didn't even show you like the document viewer. Let's see if I can find that before I sign off. I like to show off. Let's see here. Let's see. Let's add a panel. Let's do this. Ooh. 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 Okay, interesting. Add a panel. Files. No. Okay. Stuff's not working, but there's a whole docs editor that I think you guys will like. And yeah, I'm just going to keep posting and keep streaming and keep prompting. So hope you guys are doing well. And see you next time.